Good afternoon, President of the IPU. Good afternoon, colleagues. I come with a heavy heart from Nigeria, but first I'd like to apologize to Honorable Kafila Ogbara. I am not here to bring shame to our country. I'm here to seek help for the women of Nigeria. Again, my name is Senator Natasha Akpoti. 5 days ago, on the 6th of March 2025, I was suspended. As a senator, I was suspended illegally because I submitted a petition of sexual harassment against the President of the Nigerian Senate, Senator Akpabio. I thought that by submitting the petition, he would recuse himself, and both of us will submit ourselves to the Committee on Ethics, Privileges and Public Petition for a fair and transparent investigation. But unfortunately, I was silenced and I was suspended.
Just today, I read a post by Adiola Fayeun on Natashaakpoti Udoha. The post is titled, "I Will Not Apologize. Senator Natasha reports Senator Akpabio to the UN." Natasha has gone to the UN over this matter. Madam Distinguished Senator Natashaakpoti Udoha, I say sorry, Natasha. Sorry. I sympathize with you on this very one. At the time that you are going through a very critical crisis, a very critical saga, a very critical situation. But madam, please pause, think before you act. Proverbs 24 verse 6 says, "With good counsel thou shalt make war, and in the multitude of counselors there is safety." I know this news is all over the media, but I choose the Facebook post of Deola for a reason, because I see the comments that people are making. But before I get to that, again, I say sorry, Natasha. The Natasha that I know and admire is a fighter. And what got you into the hearts of all the Kogites, Kogi people, who passionately love and rout for you, when you were being bullied by Governor Yaya Bello and opposition elements in Kogi State, when they were trying to intimidate you from contesting the election as governor and other kind of elections that you contested for. That Natasha is a fighter. Yes, it's like you're still fighting, but you fought with strategy then. Courage is not the absence of fear. You have always had the courage. You stood and you fought. You went, you saw, you conquered. If you're not going to get the seat of the governor today, you are a distinguished senator representing Kogi Central. You are a conqueror. You are an achiever. You fought against intimidation. You fought with determination and ruggedness. You faced the battle, but you did not fight that battle in tears. If you had tears, maybe secret tears. Welcome to If You Ask Jimmy. And on this one, I'll be talking on Senator Natasha and her imbroglio with the Senate President, Godswill Akpabio, Senator Godswill Akpabio. Again, I said earlier, before I proceed, let me just say, please, can you kindly subscribe to my channel? Please like this video and share it till it reaches Senator Akpoti. And also, just share this video, let it go viral. Thanks for your subscription. Back to Distinguished Senator Natasha. Natasha is a fighter. You have been in battle a lot of your public life, but going to the United Nations to report a sovereign country for a sexual harassment situation where even women like you and men alike are standing with you in Nigeria, they have come to the streets to protest on your behalf. This matter has been a matter of public opinion. It is in the court of public opinion, and the jury is weighed in your favor. A lot of people think that you are sincere about what you are saying, and they stand by you and they stand with you, while a few people dissent on that. We all condemn what Senator Godswill Akpabio you are accusing him of doing. But ma'am, you are already in court. And you are a lawyer, a trained barrister, a courageous barrister, an intelligent lawyer. From everything you said all along in this crisis, you said you have evidence, and the people of Nigeria are behind you. Majority, let's put it that way, they are waiting for you to prove your case in court, because you have been polarized from the Senate, although you also walked out and you did not even attend the Senate session where the case was going to be heard. But you have your day in court to prove this case with all the evidence in your possession, and you will use all those evidence. That was the expectation of people. You will use the evidence you have to shame Akpabio and his wife and all the male misogynists, all those egocentric, overblown ego men and chauvinistic adults who sided with Akpabio inside the chambers of the Senate, including, current and former senators that have either not supported you or protected you or protect you, or even protect other vulnerable women's rights or girls. Some of them, these men in the Senate, they have come out to outrightly condemn you. Natasha, you have a case. Madam Natasha, with due regards, ma'am, you have a case, a very good one, Senator. The United Nations thing, this way I'm looking at it, it defies some kind of logic. It might look like it's putting you in the mainstream, but does it align with mainstream reasoning? Because you are in court in Nigeria, and Nigeria is a sovereign country that has its own laws. Yes, some people may say, some people say you were rude and confrontational and you broke the Senate rules. They said you failed to appear at the hearing that was set up to hear your case. Maybe that was the right thing for you to do because you feel that the committee was already biased against you from their public comments and private comments, and what you see in the press and what you experience on the floor. Maybe it was the right thing for you to do, not to appear. But remember, the Senate is an institution, and as bad as Nigeria is, as interesting and in quotes as our democracy is, it is still an institution. And that's why you are a senator. That's why I am calling you distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti Uduaha, is because of the existence of that institution. No matter how this way or up way it may be, all the odds are against you right now, because you don't have sympathizers this time around in the Senate itself, and they have sent you out for 6 months. They suspended you. I said in my first video on this issue that as for being asked to change seats, madam, many senior senators, including 2 former governors, Governor Ojikalu, Governor Aminu Tambuwa, Ningi, a lot of people, including, what is this man's name now? Regina Daniels, Neduwoko, the husband, a lot of them, they have been told to change seats, and they were all opposition, and they duly obeyed. You see, this thing is just 2 ways, because except for the allegation of sexual misconduct, of sexual harassment against Akpabio, every other thing that happened in this case, if it is looked at rationally, it's like it's not looking good for you. But the sexual harassment is a game changer. All right? For the suspension, many Nigerians don't agree that the Senate should suspend you. They feel that it is high-handedness. But the point is that in the past, even some of the most rugged senators and House of Rep members have suffered similar fates in the past. The moment they stand against the House, they have been suspended, whether justly or unjustly. It's not a gender thing. I'm not saying it's right. In your case, it looks curious, it looks suspicious, it looks like it's just like an oppression. But if you want to look at it historically, if they can tell people, like, what is this man's name now? This man from Borno State, I've forgotten his name. Ali Modu Sharif. Is it not Ali Modu Sharif? I've forgotten this man's name. There's a senator that they suspended not too long ago because it's Ali Ndume. Senator Ali Ndume. If Senate can go and look at the assistant of Ndume, he's a fighter like you, of another level. Even the powers that be fear him, but the powers that be still suspended him in that house. He went to and he came back. That apology thing, I do not see any reasoning to that, because you are already. Why should you apologize for what you have a conviction for being wrong? You don't have to apologize. And to get your seat back as if you are desperate. Of course, they should not disenfranchise you or disenfranchise your people or disenfranchise your constituency from here in your senatorial district from being represented. All of those ones, nobody agrees with all of those. But men have suffered this fate in the past. So that one is not a gender thing. Okay? You are a lawyer. The moment the grave allegation, it's something that, you refuse to leave your seat and you are still talking, and everything they are saying in the Senate is that you broke all the rules. But this whole case becomes two-sided and more significant because it is now connected. The reigning thing is no longer what you did or what you didn't do and the appropriateness or inappropriateness of it, but the grave allegation of sexual misconduct is what is going on, making the rounds now, and that's what is on everybody's mind. And you know what? You have all the odds in your favor. People are behind you. Just so you know, if I may tell you, the people of Nigeria, the number of Nigerians that are with you on this matter, they are more than those who are against you. Not many people like the personality of Akpabio normally on a good day. They do not like his person. Many people don't like his personality, except people that are benefiting from him. They don't like his leadership style. They don't even like what is happening with the House and all of you, the ruling class and the Senate especially. But Akpabio is not that loved. But because he has a kind of laissez-faire attitude, and a lot of people believe you because of the body language of the Senate president. I said in my first video that why is he reading the speech? Why is he reading a speech to respond to what you said that he did? If he didn't lose his mind, he's not senile. If he's president of Senate, then he's in his right mind. So if he's coordinated, he had been a governor twice, and he had an experience in corporate, why wouldn't he be able to, just answer to the allegations without having to read one funny speech? A lot of people don't trust Akpabio on this matter. And they don't trust what he can do and what he cannot do. So a lot of people are standing with you. The same way some people also think that the accusations you have made had undertones, because you guys were close family friends. Everything that is fundamental to this issue, people are not looking at that. You guys were close family friends. You have a lot in common outside the Senate. You have a lot of familiarity, and they say familiarity breeds contempt. So, look at both sides now. They don't trust Akpabio. They believe you, but you guys are friends. And apart from being friends, being friends doesn't mean it should molest you, it should harass you. But at the same time, it's looking somehow, because you also have a history of false accusation. Natasha, with good counsel, make war. On Akpabio's side, everyone is adjudged innocent until proven guilty. You have taken this battle to court. Why don't you fight that battle in court? Get your reinstatement by a court order. You are not going to stay that 6 months outside. The court will instruct the Senate to pay you your dues, to return you to your position, and to even pay damages to you, because it's going to be like an institution, and also Akpabio will still be made to pay. You are a lawyer, you know that you stand a lot to gain here, because as long as you feel strongly that you are being unduly punished, then you can fight your battle, and the court will reinstate you, so that you can represent the people that sent you to the Senate. You have a good cause, madam, but please again, pause, think before you act. So this case is a landmark case. Your name will remain in history. Fight this battle in a way that it will end up positively for you, and it will be a reference case to stop sexual harassment in our society. You don't have to go petty about it. You don't have to go base about it. People are standing with you, and that's why they came out to protest. But why taking to the UN? What is the UN going to do now? I'm not even saying why. I take that back. You can take it to the UN to do what now? To a sovereign nation, to a sovereign constituent, to a sovereign Senate. The battle already resonates with Nigerians. I am telling you, it's like 60-40 or 70-30. People are with you. They are coming out to speak. They are protesting in your favor already. Madam, let there be some logic and winning strategy behind all the moves that you are making, so that you can get justice in the end. I don't think that justice is going to come from the UN parliamentarians. People are just, they've romanced a lot with UN. I remember, it happened with Nnamdi Kanu that time, expecting that US will come and do something to Nigeria. Or Yoruba Nation also said UN, they are submitting something. This is a sovereign nation. Things don't work that way. They will sympathize with you, right? UN parliamentarians cannot command any sovereign country to do anything or not to do anything. Madam, you have a good fight. Fight it in a good way. You should know when to fight. You should know when to beat retreat. Military battles, in military battles, weapons alone don't win war. Strategy wins war. Tact wins war. With good counsel, distinguished Senator Natasha, make war. You have a good case. Be strategic about it. That's my 2 cents, Barrister Natasha, from my own mind. To Senator Akpabio, you are the president of the Nigerian Senate, boss. Sir, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Natasha has presented a petition. She had the courage to bring it to the floor of the House. Sir, what could have been the honorable thing for you to do is to step down a bit and commit. It didn't mean to resign. People are saying resign for what? But you have to step away, to step aside from that role. Somebody else will preside, and then you are just numero uno. You are just first among equals. You are a senator first. You were elected the same way every other senator was elected. Okay, it's just by ranking and number 4 citizen, number 3 citizen. That's number 3 citizen. You are still a senator, my friend. They can take you out of that position any day with the majority vote of the Senate. You are not special than anybody. You are only powerful because they made you powerful by giving you their votes. It's the rule of the majority. They can take you out of that position. So, boss, you are supposed to have stepped aside for an independent investigation on your honor, and not to come in to be reading speeches. Unfortunately, Senator Natasha herself is not helping matters by being all over the place with her emotions and everything, and not appearing before the Senate committee. She's supposed to, at least, even if she kept some facts secret for court, she should just come and give some kind of sample. This whole thing now, Natasha is doing her own thing, not perfectly, in a very coordinated way. Natasha, you have a case. Madam Natasha, with due regards to you, but there must be coordination, there must be strategy, there must be tact. Arsenals, military equipments, weapons of warfare don't win war. Don't always win war. You need strategy. This one now, Senator Akpabio and Senator Yu, that it has become yam pepper scatter now. What I mean is an interpretation in Yoruba that says yam pepper scatter. You are doing your own. Akpabio is not getting it right. Both of you, both the accused and the accuser, you are breaking the rules. You are defying logic, and you are not helping matters. Again, 2 wrongs don't make a right. Madam Natasha, telling the UN parliamentarians and crying for help to come and help you over Nigeria. Madam, you are a barrister now. You are even an international figure. Your mother is, Caucasian. Your father is from Kogi State. You have a blend of the best of the world. And you have this elegant spirit in you. You are a slave queen. You are beautiful inside out. You have a beautiful brain. I heard that I went to your website to check. You were a senior prefect in your high school. You are not a pushover. Natasha, a fine woman. Is it today that people are getting dazzled by your beauty? Is it today that men are trying to there's some approachment by men, but it is not welcome from Akpabio, who is a friend, who is a kind of, I don't know whether he's a mentor to your husband. Why don't you fight it in a decent way so that it will end up in a decent conclusion, and then other people who probably are in the class of Akpabio, they will learn, and Nigerian society, you will help us to mold the mindset of men. You are crying, saying that a few powerful men are stopping you. It's unfortunate, madam, that this is happening, but that's the same way a few powerful men were suspended from this same Senate now. They were not sexually harassing them. You people know there is power now. You know what Kogi governor did to you, and you know what you did back. You know that in the public you can appear to be feeble, frail, and tender. There is no small fry female politician in Nigeria now. Which senator is as strong as Ali Ndume. You know, this power thing is I'm not saying what they are doing is right. You know the boardroom game. It is now worse if they took out a man then. It's worse that they are doing to you, a woman. You are not just another woman, Natasha. You are a woman of pedigree. Maybe you don't know that you are a role model to many women in this country, politically, intellectually, in everything. But you are having a serious allegation against the Senate president here, and the nation is interested. I even think that the men folks should have handled it better by doing everything to make sure that at least they listen to you. But you didn't even wait to say your part before they now said that you are the one that moved the petition yourself. That day, newspaper recorded that you did not even attend. Probably you'd have told. Maybe that could have even been part of the things you present in court, that you were not given a fair hearing. You are not giving them opportunity. You are not giving them things to weaponize against you in court. Because you can say they didn't hear you, but you didn't even wait. Can you see that I'm trying to balance this conversation? These men should have done everything to make sure that they connect, they engage with you, so that they will not be seen as collaborators or aiding and abetting the Senate president. This case is complicated in a way, and it is still simple. Like the young people of nowadays, they will say on their social media bio, it's complicated. When you ask about relationship, it's only this generation is either married, single, or divorced, or dating, but now they say it's complicated. Madam Natasha, this is complicated. And those tears that you went to shed at the United Nations, come on, man, come on, madam. People are saying that it is crocodile tears to whip up sentiments. Many people believe that once a woman has an issue, especially with her husband or colleagues or men or family, and she introduces that tear factor, that thing, the story will change. That they think you are appealing to sentiments, and that tears usually is a game changer for women. But madam, you are a lawyer, you don't go and cry in court. I don't think you cry. I don't know whether you were a litigation lawyer or something like that. I don't know what they call them. In case I missed it, maybe you go to defend in court. But you are a trained lawyer. You might be. I think you were in corporate. You were in energy or so. You were in some oil company kind of thing or some corporate arrangement. Maybe you don't go to court to argue cases. But madam, how many lawyers go to court to argue their cases? You see, that's why people are reading meanings to all this whole thing, that to those tears, and they are seeing it as some tactics. People can't differentiate whether you are being genuine here the same way you made your point in the Senate boldly and eloquently and vocally, or whether you are playing to the gallery, because they are not in your shoes. Let me round up where I started with Adeola Fayehun's post. You know what people are saying? Man from Ejim Emeka says, you were sanctioned for being unruly at the plenary for not for accusing the Senate president of sexual harassment. That's what they are saying, that you were sanctioned for being unruly at the plenary, that you were suspended not because of the accusation of sexual harassment. That is man from Ejim Emeka. Edwin Okon says, last I checked, Nnamdi Kanu did more than this. He nearly reported Nigerian government to the White House. Una know as the story later end, whoever that's advising this woman is not doing her any good. Just a written apology can solve this stress. No, bros, I don't agree. She doesn't need to apologize. How can somebody apologize for what? Apologize for something she has taken to court? Apologize for her conviction? Apologize for being harassed? I have a comment on that. No, she's not apologizing over anything. Kayode Olorunshola said, you are just acting, shameless woman. We all saw what happened in the floor of the Senate. How you are called to order and you refuse to be disciplined, to be a disciplined senator. Your public embarrassment, you publicly embarrass Nigeria and our democracy. You lack home training, and it's shame for Kogi State to present someone like you. Those are too harsh language. I do not agree with you, Kayode Olorunshola. I know, she was vocal and she didn't conform to the rules, but you gotta be respectful. Roland English Ikena says, I don't support Natasha Akpoti because she lied against Reno Omokri with the same allegations, and neither can I stand with God's will about Akpabio, because the former NDDC MD accused him of the same that Natasha did. My stand is that Senator Natasha should be given a fair hearing, and the Senate president should step down while being investigated. Fantastic. He should, not to resign, but to step down to allow independent investigation. But madam, can you see, in my first video, I also talked about what Reno said, because it came to the public, and you have not come out to deny the fact that you accused him, you lied against him, just like Roland said. Roland said, I don't support Natasha Akpoti because she lied against Reno, and Reno has published that you have not controverted what Reno said. But I love what this lady is saying here. These are Ali Biu. Going through comments here, I am in mixed doubts. Are some Nigerians really thinking straight, or is it the corrupt system that has so affected them that they don't know the difference between right and wrong? Well, with all being said, may Nigeria never happen to you. This woman isn't just fighting to be in the Senate. This woman is fighting for all of whom have been privileged to have the data to type nonsense. We Nigerians, unfortunately, bigotry and religion has made us lost our senses. That's the way she put it. And humanity. I wonder who, those with brains under their feet, feels comfortable with the kind of laws implemented on the masses, while the so-called lawmakers live large. Anyway, there are other comments, but let me end with what Wikipedia says about you, Natasha. Madam, your case is, that's why I said, with good counsel make war. If you're yet to subscribe, please, viewers, go ahead and subscribe to this channel right now. Thank you. Even Wikipedia has a record. Previous allegation on your page, if you just Google Natasha Akpoti, it says previous allegations. Both parties have been involved in previous controversies. In 2020, Dr. Joy Nonai, I'm sorry, I can't pronounce that word very. A lawyer and former acting managing director of the Niger Delta Development Commission (NDDC) made various accusations of corruption, bullying, and harassment against Akpabio in a press conference and subsequent interview with Arise News. She alleged that at one point she had been forced to slap Akpabio to prevent him sexually harassing her. As of Friday, March 9, 2025, Akpabio has threatened to sue Nunia for those allegations. That's Akpabio. So Akpabio is suspect. Akpabio is, he has a history. Look at the side of Akpoti. In October 2021, during her Kogi State governorship campaign under the Social Democratic Party, Akpoti Duaha accused former presidential aide Reno Omokri of sexually harassing her at a state banquet in Aso Rock on May 6, 2014. Omokri denied these allegations, providing evidence including passport stamps showing he was in the United States as at the time of the alleged incident. According to Omokri, Akpoti Udoha later deleted her accusations from social media, and the matter was settled out of court after intervention by a clergyman. Madam, that's why I said it's complicated. Are you seeing? Yoruba have a proverb that what is facing someone is backing another person. My counsel is, madam, you have a good cause, you have a good case. With good counsel, make war. Be coming down. Follow this thing strategically so that it will have, a conclusion that at least will restore, will vindicate you, and hopefully the whole world will see. But you have a case of lying, of this same kind of thing, of playing this card with Reno. Akpabio has a case of even being slapped by a woman, and he has not even sued the woman up to date. Is it not complicated? Thank you for watching, and see you on the next one. Natasha Akpoti, distinguished senator, crying to the UN. Let's see. Maybe they will come to your rescue, but I think you need to be strategic about this fight. You have a good fight. Even the Bible says, fight the good fight. Don't fight a bad fight. Go ahead and fight this fight. You are in court. You are going to be reinstated. Just go about it legally and make sure, like you said, that you are not going to quit, and that when you come back to the Senate 6 months later, you are still going to present you're still going to present your petition. I wish you all the best, Madam Distinguished Senator Natasha Akpoti. Viewers, thanks for subscribing, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.